Alright, just wanted to recap a couple of things for you guys. My furnace is running, hopefully that doesn't make too much noise, but yesterday I published another video where I did the springs and everything on here. I also changed out the cam. I just had a stock cam that came in a rebuild kit in this motor initially. And I bought the same cam they used on a recent Engine Masters episodes to put in here. Where they had a stock 350 and they put Vortec heads on it, and this cam that I got and stuff. It's a comp cam. Basically, it's got like 280 degrees total duration in it, but at 50 it's 230 intake, 230 exhaust, and it has 480 lift on it, which is significantly better than the stock cam. Maybe I'll throw up a picture. I took a side-by-side comparison of the cams. You can really see the difference in the lobes and stuff between the stock one and the new one I got. But we tore the timing cover off of here, and I had put a double roller timing set on here initially, but it was used, but it was okay at the time. But the other one was a little bit sloppier than I would have liked, so I went and got this new timing set. It's another double roller one. I was actually able to get this from a local O'Reilly store. I have like I guess you could say like a main warehouse store here where I live. So they stock a lot of these parts and stuff, aftermarket things, performance things like that. But this is a comp double roller. It's like the part number is 2100, I believe, on it. Put this on here, and what you need to do, there's this bottom gear goes on your crank right here. It's actually not too bad to get this off of here. If you have like a 3-arm puller that just can hook around it, and you tighten the bolt here on the crank on the puller, this will just kind of pretty much slide right off. It's not like a press fit like the balancer would be or something. So that slides right back off, and then if you have like a really big socket, you can just kind of gently tap that back on there into place, and you're not really have to hammer on your crank too hard. Not like putting on a balancer, so you're not going to like be bashing your thrust bearing or hitting your crank real hard. And something else I want to show you guys here with this is pretty cool. Get you off of the tripod here. Hopefully I don't make you guys too sick. This little deal right here, hopefully I can get the light going. If you can see this little black plate thing. So this is what bolts onto the cam. And it comes flat. I'll show you the package here. See if we can get a good angle on it. But what you do is you tighten up the bolts, you torque them down, you put this plate, behind them. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Don't want to focus too good. And then these little tabs on it, you can get a screwdriver or something and pry them up, and then you can use like a vice grip or pliers. And then you bend them around the bolts. So see if I can get a good shot here. See how little tabs are bent up around the bolts there. So basically the bolts won't come loose now. I also put some red Loctite on these just to be safe, but I'd recommend getting that. And that is this was just on the shelf at my local O'Reilly's, so it's a comp cams. It's a 4605, says cam block plate Chevy on it. So that's that. And so other than that, putting the cam in was pretty straightforward. Just pulled the old timing set off. What I did though before I took the old cam out, this might be something for you. If you look on your timing set, this bottom gear, there's a few things to this actually. If you look at the instructions, this bottom gear has like different notches on it that go in the keyways. One's like a triangle. There's like a circle and a square, I think, depending on which keyway you choose, but the circle one is basically 0 degrees advanced, and then like I think the triangle is either 4 degrees advanced or 4 degrees retarded. There's different options there depending on what you're doing, if you're degreeing your cam or something like that, so keep that in mind. And then also on both of these gears, there's a little, like a dot stamped into it up here next to one of the teeth. So Before I took this apart, I actually turned my crank over and lined up the dots on my old set. So when I put this on here, I just lined the dots back up on the new set and bolted it on. But technically what happens if both of these dots are lined up down here, you're actually 180 out. So this actually says in the service manual, you line these dots up when you install everything, then you actually have to turn the crank over so that both the dots are facing directly up, and then you'll be essentially at 0. So that's some more advice for you guys. Other than that, I used the comp break-in loop that came with it. Just put it on all the lobes and stuff on the new cam before I slid it in. It just went right in there. I did all the cam bearings last year when I rebuilt this initially, so everything looked pretty fine in there. So other than that, I'm on to, I did all these springs yesterday. This now has LS6 springs on it. I have another video about that, and that worked out pretty cool. A little bit of a hassle to get these taller, like, I don't know if they're really taller, but they're definitely stiffer. They're harder to pry down on to get the locks in there for sure. So all that's done. I've got all my lifters here. I'll show you guys, it's got an old Tupperware. I've got all my lifters, they're just soaking in some oil. This is the thing to do, I guess, so the oil will work in there. I'll try to push on them some, probably pump them up with a push rod or something before I install them. Just so they're kind of full of oil and pumped up already. It makes it easier to set the lash and stuff like that. So these have been sitting here for like a day. Just let them sit for a couple days. Should be good there. And anyway, so that was kind of just a little bit of a recap on some stuff that was going on there. Got to clean up my intake and do some other stuff now, so I'll probably make another video on that here in a minute. But anyway, so that's that, and I'll catch you guys here in another video.